Good evening. I'm going to talk to you about differentiation, particularly implementing differentiation for instruction. My understanding of differentiation is adjusting instruction of a lesson to accommodate the different levels of learners in the classroom. Some people can be verbally instructed, others are independent learners and can read to teach themselves. With some, they are visual and need a demonstration of how to accomplish the task. Lastly, they are tactile and must physically manipulate models or do an experiment to understand the theory of the lesson. Tomlinson stated that differentiation is tailoring instruction to meet individual needs. The content, process, products, or learning environment can be differentiated, yet there needs to be an ongoing assessment, and flexible grouping helps to make this a successful method of instruction. I can use differentiation in the classroom to help integrate multiple intelligence theory by presenting lessons in many different ways and assessing through a variety of means. The classes I currently have are homogeneous, being all males. This has helped to cut down on some differences with heterogeneous mixtures of students like in the past. However, there are still different learning levels, and 8 of the 137 students that I have are currently under IEPs ranging from 10th through 12th grade. The good part about teaching science is that it requires weekly to bi-weekly lab activities. This allows for all learners to have hands-on experience and connect with the application of theory we learned during the lecture and problem solving. Also, assessments are sometimes done as lab practicums, so they will build models like in physics and chemistry to demonstrate what they have learned according to the provided rubric. In the combination of classes, the type of learners I've observed are visual spatial, bodily kinesthetic, musical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, linguistic, and logical mathematical. Currently, there is a student who has an IEP has stated that they have to be classified with, or I'm sorry, they have been classified with a disability of dysgraphia, which is basically a condition where the person has problems doing legible handwriting, inconsistent spacing, poor spatial planning on paper, poor spelling, and difficulty composing writing as well as thinking and writing at the same time. Accommodations for students with this learning problem is to provide the child with a laptop so the person can spell check anything that is typed to use on days of district and also state assessments, give extra time upon individual requests, photocopy the notes and handouts so the individual can write on it and use a traditional dictionary as needed. I can see this child as visual spatial according to Lane, which the thinking is on the environment, the physical space, likes to draw, do jigsaw puzzles, and make models of what we're covering to learn in class. The student is in one of my upper level advanced placement classes and is making very good progress. In my classes, I would say that 25% of them are bodily, probably more, or bodily kinesthetic, where they effectively use their bodies and need to move around from time to time. Their activities include and require them to be on their feet doing measurements, making models, communicating verbally, and through body language, through physical activity, hands-on learning, and using equipment and real objects. Most students in my classes are sensitive to sound and rhythm and are musical. They enjoy music being played while they work in class. So I play different forms, different genres, I should say, of jazz and also rhythm and blues, which goes over pretty well with most cultures. I'm very animated and sometimes rhythmically emphasize phrases when I'm speaking, which they enjoy. and listen well. So I know they're learning and understand what is being taught. Most of the children walking through the door are very interpersonal. Therefore, they understand better through interacting with others. They have many friends, empathy for others, have a lot of street smarts, with most of them coming from economically disadvantaged homes and are at risk of falling through the cracks. They heavily rely on their instincts for survival, so there's a high level of respect and trust built with them to maintain a respectful and positively working environment. They can be taught through group activities, seminars, dialogues. Tools they use in class include their school laptop, the mobile telephone, audio conferencing with headphones, time and attention from the instructor, me, video demonstrations, writing, computer scribing, and email. There are students who are intrapersonal and have and understand their own interests and goals. These learners will actually shy away from others and tune into their feelings. There's this one child that I have who's very quiet, yet very, very wise, intuitive, self-motivated, strong-willed, confident, and has his opinions, speaking up to prove his point when needed for self-defense. They can be taught through independent study and introspection. Tools that they use include books, creative materials like their laptop to explore and research, conduct research on the internet, special projects, diaries, privacy, and time on their own. They are most independent of all the learners. Also, I have observed those who are linguistic use their words very effectively. These learners have highly developed auditory skills and often think in words, often asking after completing an assignment to do some private reading or work on another assignment. They like playing word games, making up poetry or stories. They can be taught by encouraging them to say and see words, read books together. So I have these kids often read instructions or word problems when we are practicing solving these problems in class together. Tools that work well for them include computers, games, multimedia, books, tape recorders, and also lectures. Lastly, there are those who are logical, mathematical thinkers and have very good analytical reasoning and calculating and enjoy calculating challenging problems. I just have given a unit exam, and these two particular students in one of my AP classes scored the highest on the test. They think very well conceptually, abstractly, and can see and explore patterns and relationships in breaking down problems. They like to do experiments, solve puzzles, ask cosmic questions. They can be taught through logical games, investigations, mysteries. They need to learn and form concepts before they can deal with details. This is my overview of how a person teaching can actually implement differentiation of instruction. Thank you so much for listening, and you have a good evening. Thank you.